Hello everyone and welcome back to a brand new video where today we return with part 2 of our MotoGP 24 Let's Play. Yes, we return this weekend here for the Petronas Grand Prix of Malaysia. Of course, if you missed out on the first video that went live yesterday, I would highly recommend going back and checking out. Of course, we're basically trying to earn a ride higher up in the rankings after a pretty successful opening round out in the in Thailand at the Chang International Raceway. It leaves us P6 overall in the riders table at the moment in what is quite a monumental KTM sandwich from 5th all the way down to 9th. Of course, we've still got to try and beat our main rival, which is, I'm forgetting his name suddenly, Stefano Nepper. There you can see in P8. So we've got a little bit of a buffer over them, of course, as we head towards the end of the season. Take a look at the Teams Championships. You can see we are currently in 9th place as well then, so not doing particularly well. Maybe we've got a pretty poor teammate. Having a look, though, at the wall, whatever that is meant to be. You can see Yamanaka there. Not happy that he finished behind me. I don't know why I'm the benchmark for a bad rider, but we will respond to that with some beef. I'm going to be beefy, I reckon, on this game. I'm going to make others not happy. However, this guy was very supportive, backing a winning horse. And yeah, we'll try and make him a little bit happy with my responses there. So there's a lot of different little bits and pieces that we've got to try and get used to with this game as well. Also, I've disabled the adaptive difficulty just because I don't really want to spend too long trying to really kind of fine-tune it. So we're running 75% AI at the moment. I don't know whether that's going to be too slow or too quick. But yeah, these first few videos are kind of just trial and error working it out. But yeah, get yourself subscribed if you're new, and let's head then here to Malaysia.
Welcome to the Sepang International Circuit. We are live at the Malaysian Grand Prix and it's always one of the toughest on the calendar. Free practice will start shortly and the Moto3 riders will use this session to test their bikes and get a bit more familiar with the track. There are some threatening clouds hovering over the circuit, but the track conditions are excellent and will most likely stay that way.
Oh, well, at least MotoGP know that they need to stay at Sepang. This place, absolutely brilliant. And of course, obviously, we've driven it many, many times on the F1 games. I probably have driven it on ridden it even on a motorbike at some point in the past, but I certainly don't remember it. What I'm kind of hoping with this game is slowly over time, simply by just playing it lots, I will get a bit better. But I'm still expecting us to be a little bit rusty as we return today. However, looks like we're going to see rain only in the race this afternoon. So that makes me a little bit nervous, as why does it want us to do such a defensive line into turn 1? That's why. Whoa! I think that was Nepper, who's clearly tried to take me off my bike instantly. What was that about? He just absolutely flung it through turn 2. I was thinking to myself, actually, a lot of the corners around here are good for motorbikes, but, I mean, he could have really hurt both of us with that. Our first lap on the board then is a mighty 2:30, but we'll be able to go a lot quicker than that, probably, well, I hope we are, by race time. But yeah, Malaysia, though, this track where it's got so many long flowing corners and changes of direction, this is going to be a really, really difficult one. You can kind of see why, although it was a fun track in Formula 1, it was never the most difficult circuit. Yeah, on a motorbike, it's a completely different experience, and I am all for it. There you go, that should give us a rough idea then of just how far off the pace we are. Yeah, someone has done a 2:18, as, I mean, we are finding a lot of time on this lap as we try and make our way in towards the final corner. 8.5 seconds up at the moment, but we are 12 seconds off the pace. I always think motorbikes probably give you the best idea as to just how insanely quick a Formula 1 car is through the corners. The fact that these things, yeah, pretty much, well, this one isn't, but a proper MotoGP bike is pretty much the same speed, if not quicker, down the straights. The fact that a Formula 1 car can make up, you know, probably a good 20-30 seconds around a circuit like this really does paint the picture, doesn't it? As we make our way through turn 1 and turn 2. Yeah, we're further off the pace than I wanted to be so far. Well, we seem to be losing all of our time around the back half of the lap at the moment. We're pretty good in Sector 1 and Sector 3. Yeah, sorry, Sector 1 and Sector 4 even. Yep, MotoGP has 4 sector splits per lap, rather than Formula 1's 3. But yeah, we're losing a lot through 2 and 3 there as making our way through the final corner. Way more off camber than I remember, but hopefully as we make a run up towards the line, this is going to be another improvement. We're going to be getting closer and closer. But yeah, we've got a lot of time to find as we head into qualifying. But we're going to head out then instantly on a set of these soft compounded tyres here, but with it only being a 15-minute session, as someone has immediately crashed, yeah, we're not actually going to get that many laps on the board, so we need to try and find some time and find it fast. Being on the grass through the final corner is not what I meant by that. I already feel like I've learned a lot on this game, and I've only been playing it for about an hour. But yeah, we've definitely still got to try and find a lot more. It is all about smoothness, which even in a car has never exactly been my strongest point. Understeer though, I do like some understeer, and these bikes, I mean, they all feel understeer because of course they've got no grip through the corners, but as we make our way through here, absolutely just hanging on for dear life. I mean, this is what, only doing about 80 miles an hour, but I'm sure on these bikes that feels scary enough. This next corner as well is really, really difficult to try and get the line nailed. I want to lean on the curbs on the entry, and then nice smooth motion on the exit. This lap so far has felt okay. I feel like we're definitely still improving on the times we were able to set in free practice. I don't really feel much grip difference though between the softs and the medium tyres here, so yeah, that surprises me to be honest. But making our way through the final corner, desperate to try and get the bike slowed down. There is an apex there, you'd never know based on my lines, as apparently running through the grass on the final corner is just the line I'm taking here. Going to be a better representative down into the low 219s even, but we still need more. Well, another half a second up then, but times are improving for some of the others as well. I was starting to get a little bit nervous that we were 1.6 seconds faster than anybody else early on, but this is pretty much going to match the time set by our current provisional Q1 time topper. Can't really call them a pole sitter, can we? Because of course it is only Q1. Nice line through the final turn. We should gain a little bit more time there as well. So that's going to be our first lap into the 218s, and a mid 218 at that. But I can't really afford to pit because I'm so worried that everyone else is going to continue improving. Oh, we found a load of time through there, but immediately we've gone and thrown it away again. It just feels so scary trying to lean over the curbs. But yeah, I feel like we've pretty much found the maximum we can out of the bike over one lap. I feel like as well the tyres maybe just not quite providing the ultimate grip anymore, but we've got a nice run through the penultimate corner here. It would be nice to try and hit the apex through this final hairpin, but I think this is going to be all the time we can really find on the bike right now. There's brake just at the start of the curbing. Tip it in nice and early there, try and lean through, but yeah, the bike just wants to understeer right the way through. Again, we'll end up on the grass on the exit of the final corner, but it is going to be another improvement there down into the low 218s, and we've got to hope that that's enough to see us into Q2. I felt so confident at the end of that I was going to see us straight into Q2 there, but we were still 1.5 seconds away come the end of that session there. It will be Filippo Farioli who will top the timings there ahead of Adrian Fernandez, but we're going to be starting from the back then, ready for this race. Maybe I still need to be tweaking around the AI just a little bit more.
Good morning to all you MotoGP fans from the Sepang International Circuit. We are live to bring you all the excitement of the Malaysian Grand Prix. Just a few more moments and we'll switch to the starting straight for the Moto3 class race. It's been a long weekend, but we finally reached the moment everyone's been waiting for. Just a few more minutes and the race will start. It's been raining on the circuit for a few hours now, and it will certainly not stop before the end of the race. Tyres will really be put to the test, and riders who chose a more aggressive strategy had to opt for two mediums.
Well, I must admit, I'm very, very nervous then as we head into this race. We've often struggled more in the wet conditions than the dries. And of course, yeah, now the fact we're slowest here anyway, I am expecting, or I'm hoping, I guess, for some carnage.
In the Malaysian Grand Prix, riders have completed their warm-up lap and are lined up on the Sepang grid, ready for the off.
David Alonso on the pole. But yeah, we didn't struggle to make our way through last week. But yeah, starting P26 for this one, I am scared. Lights out and away we go though. And luckily, of course, the main goal is we've just got to try and beat Nepa in the standings. And we have got quite a buffer over him. So we make our way down in towards turn 1. We'll try and gain as many freebies as we can. But yeah, nice and early on the brakes there, as all those freebies I gained will immediately be lost, as everyone is a lot braver than me. And we've fallen off. Well, it looks like Rue, though, has had a bit of a disaster as well then, but he's really just trying to feel out the conditions early on. He's still stuck at turn 1, so I'm not too sure really what's happened there. But yeah, we're already seeing warnings coming in for other drivers, riders even. Yeah, the wet conditions, though, are going to be really, really tough here, because you can see we're barely able to, we can't use the throttle when we're leant over or anything like that. You've got to be even more careful with the changing of direction. And immediately that just happens anyway. Well, of course, anyone that's watched my F1 Championship Edition series will know what it's like to experience racing with the ROP in the rain. I think MotoGP is going to be the same there, as it doesn't actually look like the braking zones, according to the game, have changed whatsoever. But yeah, it is so difficult to try and keep the bike balanced in these wet conditions. Of course, it is just trying to slide out from underneath you everywhere. And at the end of lap 1, I mean, we're not last, but we're not doing much better. I'm also very quickly learning that if you touch the curbs in the rain, rather unsurprisingly, yeah, that is basically a death sentence. But yeah, I feel like we might need to obviously tweak the AI a little bit more. But I want to try and keep, I think it is just called Rue, the guy behind me. I want to try and keep him at bay as long as possible, simply so we've got someone to battle. So you just look how much the bike is wobbling all over the place there as you try and get back on the throttle. Yeah, we're not, we're not a huge amount slower than everyone else, but we are definitely still much slower. Really doesn't seem like the AI have to change their line too much, as there goes Rue down the inside. Just cannot quite get back on as early as they can on the throttle. Yeah, it seems like they're pretty much just able to carry the same speed that they normally would. And so are we going to get new fast laps? So they're doing a 2:26, so they definitely are slower, just not by a huge amount. As I think what our problem is we're just braking too late into the corners. Will Rue again try to switch me? No, he won't. We are going to try and fight this tooth and nail for as long as we possibly can. As yeah, they did a 2:26. We did a 2:32. We are way off the pace. Oh, there goes Rue again down the inside. We'll switch him though. It's one of the good things about MotoGP racing, of course, is the switchback is always the way to go. As we'll just block him on the exit of the corner. They give him nowhere to get on the throttle. I mean, even this corner, you see the understeer we get on the way on the exit, and you're just pushed out towards that curb, which is incredibly slippery. The thing I'm certainly learning as well from MotoGP is that you've got to be very, very committed to your line, as there goes Rue again down the inside. You can't really correct or anything like that all too much. Number 99 there. Come on, I don't want to let him get away. Oh, we're going to send it through the next corner. Up over the curbs. We're just desperate. Oh! He's taking me out. He's taking me off the road. I think he's gone off as well, though. That's not good. Yeah, we both seem to have gone. Are we ahead still? I believe we are, somehow. That is... I mean, we're basically fighting for the wooden spoon. Well, I couldn't really tell you how long a Moto3 race is actually meant to be, but of course, yeah, it looks like the races in this series are about 15 minutes long. Let me know kind of whether you'd like me to make them a little bit longer or a little bit shorter or something. I don't think we really want to go any shorter, do we? But of course, yeah, if we move up into like Moto2 or MotoGP, then obviously maybe we can try and tweak around the lengths. I mean, just look at how it's just all over the show. How on earth are we meant to keep this thing on the island? I'm basically just trying to chase a decent best lap now to prove to myself that I have got any semblance of pace. There goes Rue again down the inside. Can we try and muscle him out? Oh, he's just able to roll on that throttle. You can hear it in the way he's riding. He's just, beautifully leaning onto that throttle. We have definitely got a little bit of a straight line speed advantage over the AI. I think just generally due to their slightly lower level. Always a good way the game making things even is just by giving everyone else less horsepower, apparently. But as we make our way through the final corner, come on, 2 laps to go. It's the worst fight you've ever seen, but it means everything to us at the moment. Just every time we get into turn 1, expecting just to see him flying through. And every time that has been the case there, we seem to be able to keep it a bit tidier through the second corner. But, I mean, yeah, there are different lines between motorbikes and cars. They don't feel too varied, though, for the most part. And, I certainly feel like the AI are compromising themselves through T1. Again, what do I know? I'm riding currently about 5 seconds off the pace. No, there goes Rue again. But again, we're able to hopefully, try and get a good line off the corner. We're certainly got a lot of beef together so far today. You can't just turn in when I'm there, mate. I've sent it way too aggressively through that next corner. Apparently, this is just my new racing line through there. So, come on. We're going to be down to 7th overall as well in the standings. A little bit more contact. I think I am instigating most of it at the moment. It's going to be yet another drag race, though, as we make our way down in towards the final couple of corners. I mean, looking at the gaps, we're actually not losing that much to everyone else now. Once we're locked into this battle, can we keep it tidy, though, through the final corners? Oh, he's probably going to be on my inside there. No, he actually isn't. Try and get on that throttle nice and early. Really try and utilise the straight line speed once again, as this is almost going to be down under the 2-minute 30s. So we are finding time, but one more lap to go. Can we hold on? As we round our way through the final couple of corners, I don't know if the AI in front have been fighting or not. But we've actually taken a fair chunk of time out of them on this final lap of the day there. It was P1 last time out. It is certainly not going to be the same story here, though, as we make our way in towards the final corner. We aren't last, though. We're going to be last, though, because I've fallen off on the very last turn of the race there. And after all of that battling with Rue, it is going to amount to nothing in the end there. Out of the final corner, I'm hoping, though, we've done enough to prove ourselves for a seat higher up the grid. The 2 Japanese riders, then, of Teo Furusato and Tatsuki Suzuki there. P1 and P2 in the end. Colin Via rounding out the podium as well there. David Alonso, our pole sitter, once again, not really having the race pace I'm sure he would have wanted. Has taken a look further down the order. I don't know why it does this with the results, like it scrolls down and then goes back up a load. I mean, we were on for like a mid-29 on that final lap, so we actually had the pace, not for points or anything, but to be fighting with a few more of the riders as well there. As, yeah, you can see a 230.5 was less, about 2 tenths away from David Almanza there. But we are still learning. We are still hopefully improving. But yeah, we've got to try and see now, because I believe this is going to decide whether we have earned a seat. Okay, so turns out we have got one more race to do then. The latest result have brought NBA closer to a sensational straight leap into MotoGP. Finishing the last race in front of Holgado would certify the beginning of a new adventure. I am very, very nervous about trying to move up into MotoGP. You can see S-Nepa, though, performances worry me. It means we'll have an even greater motivation to return to the positions that everyone's expecting at Valencia. We'll be friendly with him, I think, on that one as well there. But thank you all so much for watching. If you have enjoyed, please do make sure you leave a like, get yourself subscribed, and we will return, next time out then, ready with the finale from Valencia.